All right, beautiful people, we live in both places. Boy, YouTube on first today. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. All right, beautiful people. Happy Saturday. It is March the 26th, 2022, day 65 of year 4 of reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count, day 1083. Today, y'all, we're reading Tablet S in the complete Annunaki Bible, and then we are going to read the rest of chapter 31 in my big toe, starting on page 269. All right, beautiful people, so let's go ahead and get started. Start page here. All right. May y'all give us the wisdom and understanding to take in all that we learned today. Hallelujah. Shin. Good morning. Good morning. All right, y'all. Tablet S is Book of Saha, the seer of Babylon. And Saha is spelled Sajaha. All right. Remember, it starts with a little intro before it actually gets into the tablets. This is the book of Saha the Seer, and it has reference 107 for Saha the Seer, and it says, adapted from the Liber S release in 2013, titled Sumerian Wisdom and Anunnaki Prophecies, edited by Joshua Free, later reissued as the Book of Saha or Shayaha the Seer, and that's spelled different, Shayyaha the Seer. And up here, it doesn't have the first H. It's just Saha the Seer. Okay. This is the book of Saha the Seer, the Babylonian Wisdom Tablet series of King Nebuchadnezzar II, and prophetic visions of a new Babylon rising as to him by Saha, the prophetess of Sagila. Okay, it's E period and Sagila. Okay, after the fall of Assyrian power with the death of Ashurbanipal, the Babylonians elect a leader of their revolution, Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, I know who that is. It's just spelled differently in the Bible. And then the other tablets is, And here they got Nabopolassar as king. He then joins forces with the Chaldeans and the Medes in fighting and defeating the Assyrians at their capital of Nineveh and later the Egyptians. Aging and war-worn, after several successful victories against two empires, he passes power of the throne to his son while still alive. His son, the famous Nebuchadnezzar II, Zoe Betwabu. Okay, Nebuchadnezzar II supported a pro-Mardukite era for nearly 50 years and maintained peaceful unification of Sumer and Akkad, and after Akkad, it has in parentheses Babylonia. So Akkad is Babylonia, right? In the name of Marduk and Nabu. I'll read it again. Nebuchadnezzar II supported a pro-Mardukite era for nearly 50 years and maintained peaceful unification of Sumer and Akkad, Babylon, in the name of Marduk and Nabu. He restored many city centers and sacred temples, ziggurats. Before his death, he predicted an impending end to the glory of his Chaldean empire in Babylon, and the actions of the kings who were to be his successors invariably proved him right. And so this is where the tablet series actually begins, and it's the Saha series, tablet 1. Number 1, and it's actually numbered 1 through 9. Okay. Number 1 is Saha. My king, as you already know, there are vibrations and energy flows of different types and strength everywhere and in everything and in everyone. Two, for everything and also for all people, there exists a permanent force in a sea of cosmic and magical vibrations and energy currents equal to a large lake which is composed of many different seas in itself. Three, and so everything emerges from and and everyone experiences reality from oceans of vibrations and energetic flows that incessantly emits a field and also reproduces by itself, but without ability to determine anything about any of these things, often without even noticing. So we can tell all the way back in the ancient Sumerian days, they understood a little bit about vibration and energy and stuff, right? Shalom. Number four, it is participation in games of vibration and energy currents that challenge everyone to maintain a high degree of purity, to remain close to the source of all being, the all as one, from which people have become almost entirely lost since the demise of the original empire, and the intermingling descendants lost most of the old power. Yesaf Shalom. Number five says, it has come to be in times being what they are, especially in that which pertains to the subtle vibrating force flowing unobserved, that powers are directed only to a small extent of their potential, never really mastered or used conveniently. This resulted due to the nerve qualities of the ancestors necessary for mastery of high power, divine right on earth, being diluted among the descendants today, and the pure descendants of these forces are no longer among the population. Right, so he said we'd have been mixed and matched and watered down so much that the higher vibrations and the frequencies that the original ancestors operated on, he said they ain't even alive today, right? Everybody got to work together. We got to come back together and bring these powers back, right? Amanda, shalom, shalom, or at least operating them, right? Meditation is like the the first step into connecting back to Yah, right? Meditate day and night. I read this again. This resulted due to the nerve qualities of the ancestors necessary for mastery of high power, divine right on earth, being diluted among the descendants today, and the pure descendants of these forces are no longer among the population. The primary tool still in possession for you to still channel vibrations and energetic currents remains the long hair of women. As such, women may become seers to divine knowledge otherwise hidden, which about how explains a lot about women, right? Women have this certain intuition, that I'm not saying that men don't, because I've seen it develop in men, especially in men who normally take I ain't gonna say take control, but normally it would seem like his role is switched with the woman to where maybe he's in possession with the kids all the time. So that divine wisdom would naturally flow to him because the children are with him all the time. Like I've seen it. It's amazing to me, right? I don't know, the energy just flows where it's needed, especially when you have extra lives that you're responsible for. And if you're open, if you keep yourself open to Yah and the energy that flows, it just comes to you, right? So it's almost still like an anomaly sometimes when you see, like, they call them stay-at-home dads, right? I wouldn't necessarily call them that, right? It I wouldn't necessarily call them that because
House husband.
Boy, hush, not house husband or whatever. They use those terms. But the whole point is, it doesn't matter whether it's the man or the woman, whoever is there, they normally get that flow of energy. Not that they're any less important, because they could be business owners working from home and they just happen to be there while their wife or whatever is out working, right? But they're still running a business. But they pretty much have almost a full care of their children, almost like 24/7, so to speak, right? There's like this certain intuition that flows to them. But yeah, they're talking about the long hair. I'm gonna read that again. Hold on. The primary tool still in possession for you to still channel vibrations and energetic currents remains the long hair of women. As such, women may become seers to divine knowledge otherwise hidden, which is why also long hair is glory to a woman. And I wouldn't necessarily say that the man would need to be bald either, because there's a lot of misunderstandings and mistranslations in the scripture regarding men and hair, right? Men should have hair, right? They should have beards. They should have hair. They really should. They shouldn't be bald. For some reason, that's taught backwards. Okay. Now, this means that most people cannot handle magical currents, although they are in the middle of them, and therefore they are like rudderless boats on an unknown sea. Why should the few, why should the few, what? Why should the few those capable? Hold on, make sure I'm reading it right. Okay, I think it's missing a comma. Okay. Why should piece of land? Why should the few, those capable to use their assets to keep the many other groundbreaking lights in the silent, invisible sea? What? Oh, maybe it's two commas that's missing. Okay, let me read that again. Why should the few, those capable to use their assets, what? Hold on. I'm gonna read this just like it say, y'all. Look. It's missing a couple commas or a word or something. Why should the few, those capable to use their assets to keep the many other groundbreaking lights in the silent, invisible sea? And it's a period. Okay, I'm gonna read it one more time. I'm just gonna keep going on. Why should the few, those capable to use their assets to keep the many other groundbreaking lights in the silent, invisible sea? The vibrations of the forces of nature are regarded as male, however, the magic as female. All right, so that's the end of the tablet one within this series. And the next tablet is tablet two of the Saha series. Ereshkigal, O wise one, where did the district get its start, and whence comes its end? Where the light ends is the beginning of the circle, and where the darkness ends, there is an end. Because it all began in light, travels through the darkness, and returns to the light. From the knowledge of eternity in infinity, I have drawn a circle with my stylus on a stone. What is the meaning of this? Everything is everything that is in the world, which also applies in this one, and there are still 1,000 times more. The circle marked shows nothing more than a small image of the great all. What makes one thing different from another? How is the circle at the beginning and end of all this? They are the beginning and the end, one as the other. Whatever you start in the earth, Whatever you start in the earth world is not separate. It significantly and necessarily has its higher counterpart in the other world. By drawing the circle with the stylus on the stone, a self contained line is demonstrated according to its kind, neither beginning nor ending, and yet we can behold its existence. So it is with the great cycle of eternity and infinity. Eternally connected is all as one from beginning to the end, pertaining to Yah, the creator of all, right? All is one. This indicates that now everything is inseparable from the beginning to the end, unsolvable by all cycles of eternity. And as you know, your circle drawn, not distinguished. Hold on. And as you know, your circle drawn, not distinguish the beginning and the end, as is what happens to the source of all being. The breath of eternity is all as one. The beginning is familiar, and the perceived end is the end of the beginning. If you do not comprehend these things now, then go and experience more in the other world. And then it has like verse 15 and ellipses, like it couldn't be translated, and it ends right there at the verse 15, and then it goes to tablet 3 of the Saha series. And it all of these are number, although I stopped saying the numbers, these are all like verses. Okay, so Saha, much has been, much will be, and in between what has been and what will be is the now. But it has a lowercase k, a capital N, lowercase OW. But this now is but always only a half breath, and there is no scale by which to measure it. Marduk, surveyor of everything, who added to the people's knowledge the know, the power of eternity and infinity. Marduk sees the beginning and the end. In between, he sees the people on earth. They cannot believe what they behold of the gods. The people are the shadows of the gods. They act at their own discretion on earth. Their inheritance in the light is to blame, for it is the seed of darkness. Marduk sets forth the way of the walking for the seekers. Choose your path and guide the people. The compassionate eye of Marduk gazes upon an erring race, creation of the gods. He shines upon the right way to go. He gives advice only. The seeker is never forced on the path. This is the now this is now the way of things, a way best likened to a spider's web. It is always difficult to find only the most direct path. The next tablet is tablet 4 of the Saha series. Saha, from the dreams that come at night, I will speak to you of strange things. The night wants you to discover strange things. I might use that as a title. The night wants you to discover strange things. Dreams come as different types. There are dreams that allow you to walk in the dreamscape. There are dreams that bring you to another person. There are also dreams that make you feel different afterward. And there are dreams that quickly disappear from consciousness. There are some things you see more clearly in sleep, dreams, which is merely a shadow reflection of the light of day. Such is not much a dream as it is a composition of resonant images from the surface world. But if in sleep the inner alpha body is lifted from the outer, then you have dreams, because it is so that the inner body is linked back to the alpha state, the outer surface world, the afterbirth is here and now, all as one in the world. The cloak of form is temporary and sleep. And so then the spirit leaves the earthly body doing rest and relaxation. Clearly, those of us that's been meditating and practicing the outer body state, we know from personal experience that this is true. And so then the spirit leaves the earthly body doing rest and relaxation. Sometimes the spirit seeks out another human's Bella. No, go put it back. Y'all been trying the last couple of days. No, go put it back. Don't start. Go take it back. Put it back on my nightstand. Bella girl. Let me start again. And so then the spirit leaves the earthly body during rest and relaxation. Sometimes the spirit seeks out another human simulacrum whose vibration is similar to his and moves temporarily into his. If you find you do or have experienced much in your dreams, then all this has happened. But it can also happen the other way around, that the spirit of another sleeper joins with yours. This conjures mental images of another person's life mixed with your own. Although it may seem confusing, all the images are true in their own way. But but these dreams are merely the smaller of possible avenues. There are larger, more important ones. If the entirety of your alpha spirit unveils its worldly glamour completely and enters into the world of sleep, there are numerous spiritual encounters taking place with each other while sleeping. How else are the images you remember upon awakening often entirely foreign to you? Another dream avenue can lead to the limits of the grassland, summerland, or perhaps even to a specific place. Then your mind will have experienced much in the hours of sleep via the far reaches of the eye of the alpha spirit. From the point of the alpha spirit, this is crazy because I had this, it's crazy with rereading this. Like I did not read ahead. I had this dream last night, right? Whether in the body, out of the body, I don't know, like Paul said, the audio cutting out. Oh, never mind. Okay. Listen, so it was weird. It was like, it was kind of, I don't know. I think my understanding is trying to fully come through of this world being like 3D and how it really is or like a mirage or like a virtual reality. Remember we kind of talked about that a little bit the other day when we was reading. I was like, I still don't really fully understand it because I don't know, something is not clicking. But just like before I actually understood that you can actually interact with the astral world or the unseen realm by having outer body experiences on purpose. You just have to be trained how to do it and then do it on purpose so you can like grow spiritually. Not until I experienced that and I was like, my consciousness was really awakened to that. Like, wait a minute, this is true. Before I had that experience a few weeks ago, like people would say that, and it's like, yeah, okay. I would, like I said, I would mentally assent to it, but I couldn't fully comprehend it until it actually happened to me that one night. I'll never forget it. So once I actually experienced it, now when I hear people talking about it, I'm like, yo, yes, that's a real thing. That is absolutely a real thing. And on purpose, you can choose to engage with the spiritual realm and they will talk back to you. And you can bring that information with you into this physical 3D realm. And a lot of time it happens by default and we'll see it in a dream or we'll hear it. And we're not really aware of what's happening to us. But when we realize this is a thing, like it's real, this is like how life really works. And if you understand it, you can just operate it and move through life a little bit more smoothly. Okay. So I said all that to say I think my understanding of this being like what we can see is like, how can you tell me this is not real? Like I can see, I can touch. Like what do you mean this is not real? Right? Okay. So I still haven't fully gotten it, but in the dream I had, it was a beautiful place. It was like outside, it was extremely colorful, and I was just looking at different things. It was like a school, but it was almost like I was on like this college campus, so to speak. And it was like just different people and going to class and sitting around talking or whatever. And I'm just observing, I'm looking around. But then it was like I had like this something like a VR head, like a virtual reality headset or something, right? It was almost like that. And it was different because it was like it was the opposite of what you would see in virtual reality, right? So this is like real life right here. And when you put on a virtual reality headset, there's like you can see like this whole other world and it's bright and vivid, like all these things. But my dream was flipped inside out to where I was like my real life was the virtual reality type thing. um like that was it. And when I put the VR goggle headset on, it was like then I saw like everything without the beautification. It was like, but it was like when I put that on, it was like that was it's weird, y'all, because I'm still trying to understand exactly what it meant, but reading this just actually triggered that. And so I put it on and everything seemed like bland. It was like how like on overcast days when the sun is not out, that's how it looked. And I'm like, and so I'm walking around and it was like barren. And I put it on like I was living like completely bright, colorful, everything, like singing birds and stuff. And I put that on and I'm turning around looking at everything that's there and it was disappearing. It was like it was all barren land. But it was like looking in that was like the world that everybody else was really living in. They were living in the barren land, not realizing that the spiritual, it was okay. It was like that barren land was like the physical realm, like our 3D realm, and that vivid was like the spiritual realm, right? So it was like everybody was living in that overcast world. It was like it really looked like dead. There was no color. It was dry. The sun wasn't shining. It's like, why are y'all over here? And I'm looking around and I could see, and it was the people kind of scars. They looked kind of sickly and stuff. And I'm like, and I'm still trying to in my dream, I'm still trying to figure out, okay, but all right, but it seemed like when I put it on, I could engage like I was actually inside of it, like I could interact with it was like a whole nother world. Like I could interact and touch, but then I take it off and it's this vibrant. And I'm still trying to make, I'm like, what in the world? How are y'all in here? And I'm looking, I'm like, y'all should be over here on this side. And I'm doing like this, looking at the people, and it's like they struggling for stuff. And I'm like, why y'all over here? Come over here. It's weird, so that's kind of a little bit of the dream. Stephen Bennett, late but here. So reading this actually kind of triggered that. And I'm still trying to understand how when people explain this, like this is not the it's weird. This is not the real world, but the spiritual realm, like when you sleep, when your body is sleep and your spirit comes alive, or you have an out of body experience, that realm is real. Which I know, like I can't really explain it in better words at this moment. I'm just trying to give it to you the best that I can. But I've experienced it, and I know when I go out of body that realm is real. It's colorful, it's vibrant. Things that I learned there, I can bring back here. Wisdom for my life, for my family, for our business. I can take those little tidbits and I bring them back here and apply them, and they really work. And it still baffles me. And it's like, how is this even possible? Right. So I'm going through this whole growth and mindset thing, trying to figure out these two worlds that I'd be engaging in, like the spiritual realm and this physical realm here. I ain't gonna say it's weird. It's really friggin' amazing, really. But I'm still just trying to get the full understanding. But this just kind of helped me a little bit. I didn't read ahead into this. Okay, let me go back. I hope that makes some kind of sense what I said, because I really don't even know how to explain what I was seeing. Okay. But I know my personal experiences, and it's, I don't know, y'all, weird. Those of y'all that are dreamers and have these experiences, y'all might kind of understand a little bit better. Blessings, Levi. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back up a little bit. Hold on. Let me just go back up. I'm I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna start at one again. Okay. Saha. Rita, hey girl, hey. Saha, from the dreams that come at night, I will speak to you of strange things. The night wants you to discover strange things. Dreams come as different types. There are dreams that allow you to walk in the dreamscape. There are dreams that bring you to another person. There are also dreams that make you feel different afterward. There are dreams that quickly disappear from consciousness. There are some things you see more clearly in sleep, dreams, which is merely a shadow, a reflection of the light of day. Such is not so much a dream as it is a composition of resonant images from the surface world. But if in sleep the inner alpha body is lifted from the outer, then you have dreams, because it is so that the inner body is linked back to the alpha state, the outer surface world. The afterbirth is here and now, all as one in the world. The cloak of form is temporary and hence sleep. That's okay. They just said something. I'm trying to get that understanding. Something trying to expand on what he just said. It says, because it is so that the inner body is linked, or talking about the spiritual man, that the inner body is linked back to the alpha state, or to the spiritual world, Yah, the outer surface world, the flesh, the afterbirth is here and now, all as one in the world. So we're here all as one, like all as one, yeah, all as one. We're here now in today's time at this moment as well, all as one. Flesh and spirit together, we're all as one. They're combined at this moment. But at night, or when we take our last breath here in this realm, we'll separate from the different bodies, right? Okay. Read that again, I'll keep going. But if in sleep the inner alpha body is lifted from the outer, then you have dreams, because it is so that the inner body is linked back to the alpha state. The outer surface world, the afterbirth, is here and now, all as one in the world. The cloak of form, which is this flesh, this is the cloak of our true form, our spirit. The cloak of form is temporary and hence sleep, which helps me understand why the Egyptians referred to this as a mummy, and they were teaching you how to wake up your mummy, or awaken your flesh out of its sleep, to actually connect the ka and the ba together, the spirit and the body, to operate literally like God's on the earth, like we were created. But it's a process, it's a school where you have to learn these steps. This is getting good, y'all. Okay. And so then the spirit leaves the earthly body during rest and relaxation. Sometimes the spirit seeks out another human simulacrum, or that may be, let me see what simulacrum is. Probably like a simulation, like another dream state, or another person who sleep their astral or spiritual body. Let me look it up real quick. Just real quick, y'all. Simulacrum. That's what I think. Simulacrum. Oh, yeah, okay. An image or representation of someone or something. Okay, yeah. So another person that's in the astral realm. Okay, you're going to seek out somebody else is there. Okay. And so then the spirit leaves the earthly body during rest and relaxation. Sometimes the spirit seeks out another human simulacrum whose vibration is similar to his and moves temporarily into his. I've heard people talk about this too. And I've also heard them, y'all hear me joke about, y'all hear me joke about people going into the astral realm to get ghost booty. It's actually human people, humans, right, who know how to astral project. I'm like, y'all are a weird bunch. Like, why would you even do that? Well, because they think they're like, well, you can't get pregnant. There are no really repercussions here for doing. I'm like, yes, there is. You link up with the wrong energy in the astral realm while you out of body having these menage a trois and stuff, right? In the spirit, like people really do that. It's a thing. That they figured out how to do it. But anyway, they seek out other people. They meet other people in the astral realm just to have these like sexual experiences and stuff. And it's crazy, right? Because from what I understand, I have not personally done it. Not what they're doing. But it will really wear your physical body out. Like when you come back, especially if you've engaged in it for whatever period of time, or made it like a nightly thing for like a week, you will feel the results in your body, and it would, like, you will feel physically and mentally exhausted and drained. Like it will have effects on this physical flesh body, right? Like I said, I haven't engaged in that, but while I'm dreaming or and having out of body experiences, the activity where I'm moving and stuff, I will come back here and I will be exhausted, or I will be tired. Like if I've been growing spiritually or doing like some training where I was learning something, I'll come back here and I'll be tired, right? Before, and somebody had mentioned that make sure you're really hydrated. Like if you're going to have an out of body experience, like on purpose, make sure you hydrate yourself. Literally drink water, drink coconut water, because you'll come back and you will be parched, like you've been outside running around. It really does have almost an immediate effect on your physical body. And that's something that when he mentioned that, that's something I had learned recently, because I thought, wait a minute, the devil trying to take my life, right? I'm waking up, I'm dry, like my mouth is dry, felt like my eye sockets were dry and everything. But I realized I had to hydrate my physical body, because when I was leaving my body spiritually, it would my physical body feels the results of what happens to me spiritually. Y'all have to be aware of that if you do it, or if you're astral projecting, or if you wake up and you're feeling like that, hydrate yourself, because what's happening spiritually is taking effect physically on your body, right? Once I start hydrating, I keep water by the bed, I'm fine at night. Okay. Or when I wake up, I'm fine. It's not as bad as it used to be, but I definitely can tell that that was one of the missing links. Whether I got water, coconut water, it definitely works. Okay, back to this. We're 35 minutes. Okay, we almost done. All right, I'll go back to I'll go back to 7. No, 6. And so then the spirit leaves the earthly body during rest and relaxation. Sometimes the spirit seeks out another human simulacrum whose vibration is similar to his and moves temporarily into his. If you find you do or have experienced much in your dreams, then all this has happened. But it can also happen the other way around, that the spirit of another sleeper joins with yours. This conjures mental images of another person's life mixed with your own. Although it may seem confusing, all of the images are true in their own way. But these dreams are merely the smaller of possible avenues. There are larger, more important ones if the entirety of your alpha spirit unveils its worldly glamour. Hold on. I messed that sentence up. There are larger, more important ones if the entirety of your alpha spirit unveils its worldly glamour completely and enters into the world of sleep. There are numerous spiritual encounters taking place with each other while sleeping. How else are the images you remember upon awakening often entire are often entirely foreign to you? Another dream avenue can lead to the limits of the grassland, summerland, or perhaps even to a specific place. Then your mind will have experienced much in the hours of sleep via the far reaches of the eyes of the Alpha Spirit. From the point of the Alpha Spirit as observer, he sees the essence of the earthly physical world in the self honest truth. Nothing is hidden from him, all thoughts are laid before him, the veil of glamour is lifted. What you realize from there is what is that which is truly valuable knowledge. Kind of like how when I actually looked into the physical realm, how it was the opposite of the colors and stuff we see. It was actually black and white. It was bare. There was like no sun. It was like everything was laid bare for you to see. Everything what we see now is like covered up in makeup. I'll put some. That's what it looks like to us physically here. But when you go into the physical realm and look back here, this looks like a dark, dark place. It really does. And that's not the first dream that I've had like that. Like I've had a few dreams where the cover of the glamour was completely removed from this world. And it was like I saw it how it really was. Like the trees, like you see them beautiful. It was like they were like in a winter state at all times. The sun wasn't shining. It was that overcast look, and the people looked sickly. It was crazy. I've had more than one of those type of dreams about this current place. Okay, I'll read that again. From the point of the Alpha Spirit as observer, he sees the essence of the earthly physical world in self honest truth. Nothing is hidden from him. All thoughts are laid bare before him. The veil of glamour is lifted. And what you realize from there is what is truly valuable knowledge. But it can also be the case that when your body is sleeping dormant and you make leave of your own mind, that strange foreign spirits might temporarily take hold of the simulacrum. Such happens when the alpha spirit is not strong enough to complete protective circuit of the earthly body against the invasion of strange and foreign, and everywhere danger lurks, or people getting possessed, right? And so when you go through the like the gateway process, it teaches you how to strengthen and build your Merkaba, or your energy field, or your aura around you, which is why looks like it looks like the Divergent movie backdrop, right? It really does. It looks bleak. Auntie, shalom, Perry, shalom, shalom, grand rising. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. So That's why you go, if you've gone through like the first few gateway processes, that's why before you actually get out there doing stuff and you move on in the waves with the gateway process, you go back to that conversion box, your personal conversion box where you put all your fears and stuff in. I figured out that's why you had to go back and visit that box. We got to get rid of these fears, right? Because fears like an open door to all kinds of craziness you don't want. I was like, this is amazing how they figured out how to do this without explaining it in a spiritual way, but I can see what's happening from the spiritual perspective before you go out observing and exploring the spiritual realm. You got to take care of some of these fears, right? We got to get to the root of it. Why are they there? How does it make you feel? And after you get rid of them, you release them, and then you pull all the clean energy back to yourself, and they're nothing but memories, but there are no holes in your spirit, in your aura, right? We seal that, right? And it's made complete again. So, but yeah, when you don't do that, or you do this and you have like anger and malice in your heart, you really do subject yourself to other human spirits out there, uh uh evil, if you want to call them evil, more intense energies, especially ones who don't really care about you being a goody two shoes or whatever it is. If you left open, I got a vehicle, I'm hopping in it, G. Right? It's like you leave your car doors open, you get out. It's like you literally. It's like they put you in that sunken place where they get in and take over and drive you. Right? You don't want to be there. That's why you got to deal with all the everything in your heart, the malice, all this stuff. Scripture takes us through it and how you should deal with these things, right? All of that stuff is still relevant. Do not throw your Bibles away, people, right? Not saying that y'all are, but I'm just saying we're getting all this extra information to help us understand Torah a little better than what we did before, because it all goes together, right? Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay. So that's why you got to handle those things about yourself. You got to literally walk through this self evaluation, healing yourself as you grow spiritually. Otherwise, it won't look so pretty to our eyes when we see you. Okay, but it can also be the case that when your body is sleeping dormant and you make leave of your own mind, that strange foreign spirits might temporarily take hold of the simulacrum. Such happens when the alpha spirit is not strong enough to complete a protective circuit of the earthly body against the invasion of strange and foreign, and everywhere danger lurks. And love, right? Love is literally a protection. It really is, right? And I just kind of expounded on it a little bit, but you know, it really is. Everything that you see in real dreams are really alive somewhere. Nothing is mere unfounded illusion. The mind, due to its own nature, does not look for random paths. It seeks what it lacks. It craves to know. And the know is spelled, hold on. Maybe I said that wrong at the beginning. Okay, so at the beginning, when I said now, it wasn't now, it's no, right? Yeah, oh, look. At the beginning of the series, it says, much has been, much will be, and in between what has been and what will be coming is the no. Yeah, it's the no, it's not now. It's spelled no, Know, but it threw me off because I thought the K might have been, well, the K is silent and no, but the capital N threw me off, right? Which made me ignore the K and just said now, right? So what is not now is no. What is coming is the no. I clearly know that now. Know that now. Let me go back. Okay. Everything that you see in real dreams are really alive somewhere. Nothing is mere unfounded illusion. The mind, due to its own nature, does not look for random paths. It seeks what it lacks. It craves to know. You may awaken from your dreams confused, feeling that the you that is you is not true, or you may only partially remember several dreams that you had, and everything is connected together, sharing spirit, dreams, and even areas where the mind does not comprehend at animal and plant vibrations. All things are connected, all as one. And that's the end of tablet 4. And it starts tablet 5 in the Saha series. How many? Let me see how many more we got. Oh, we might not finish this today. Oh, this is long. Okay, we might. I don't know. I think we're gonna. I'll read this next one. I read like these next two, and then I'll pause. Okay. All right. Saha series, tablet 5. Saha, through the astral stars sky, I flew like an eagle in the Arzu blue night, which is a different night than the night of the earth and constantly endures as the astral or starry sky. I learned to control my astral wings nowhere and everywhere. At once, I found the boundary. I beheld the earthly, physical world in a torrential sea of currents, such as you do not see from this side, which is not so much looked upon but felt. You were there, all as one, and your alpha spirit came down to the earthly physical world and embraced the genetic vehicle occupied and have kept your survival there, here, as the necessary basis for life awareness. The image before me showed the earthly physical world not so large, and the stars were not so small. And while many were similar, they were all different from each other. There were star worlds, red and yellow, blue and green, white, and also those of nearly black. There were others of variegated colors. Some radiate such intense light out of themselves that I could not perceive their form. Others were of a different kind altogether, of which I have no words to describe. I beheld a vision of the sun, that which shone down upon the earth, bright and hot and glowing like gold. Then I saw the moon, ruler of the night, as it would seem from earth. All about, I saw the earth, physical world, suspended on imperceptible strings like the sun's rays. I'm read that again. All about, I saw the earth, physical world, suspended on imperceptible strings like the sun's rays, and the vibrations carried me back through sparkling lights and darkness in alternation, and I do not know where. And then I saw another earth like world, both familiar and yet alien at the same time. I descended. The sky was a bluish red, and there was no daylight other than this moonlight formed by the luminance of two moons. Then a storm whirled and spun me around, and my hair caught in the vibrations, and then it ceased to roar and was quieted. I floated home past other worlds. The night, the dark, the blue took me back. Now I am standing on the summit of the temple and extend my gaze upward into the night. It is very quiet. Tablet 6. Hold on, y'all. This is going Roman numerals. Let me go ahead and number that 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's part 2. Let's do this. Let's read all the way to the end of this first part, and then it's going to start like 12. But we'll stop after these visions, and we'll stop right here when it gets to Nebuchadnezzar, the Nebuchadnezzar Discourse Part 1 at Tablet 12. So maybe we might forego my big toe today, just because dreaming and visions is my thing and it gets me super excited, right? We're going to keep on reading. We're going to read this. We'll probably pick my big toe back up tomorrow. Okay. All right. Tablet 6. Saha. I beheld visions of demons. I beheld visions of demons waiting at the edge of a grassland. Enlil crouched before the legion of evil spirits, begging for assistance against the kingdom of Marduk inciting battle among the Elu, and Elu is gods. But the demons paid no attention. The prince of shadows, in his gloom, thirsts for blood as refreshment, corruption as enjoyment. I have bore witness to the evil spirits descending in swarms upon the earthly physical world to stir up evil according to their nature, instilling hatred in weak minds and sowing murder in the weaker ones, giving rage-filled cups to the thirsting nations to drink from, inciting warfare everywhere. I beheld visions of demons lingering at the border of this world, some forming an alliance with Enlil. Disaster threatens the people of earth, some carrying the rage filled cups to the people, thereby made drunk and reeling in belligerence and delusion. The servants of evil are evil, they are emissaries of your harm. I have beheld baneful images of things to come, emissaries of your harm. The evil spirits gain power on earth. Things most horrific are to come, and conditions will worsen until finally the spirit of the righteous, and it has sword in parentheses. Things most horrific are to come, and conditions will worsen until finally the spirit of the righteous sword awakens and takes control of New Babylon, the pure mound, the bright place, to shatter the darkness. And that ain't that the truth? Remember how I was telling y'all, if you go back and you read all these things, a lot of people, the way religion takes you today, it will have you thinking that you need to wait for a savior to come save you from this dark place. No, it's the righteous who are going to rise up. It's us. We're the saviors. We're the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the Yahushas. We are the Yahawashis, right? We are the ones who are going to rise up and take the kingdom. I'm just saying. If you read it enough, you figure that part out. And when you go read the portions of scripture and the cultic stuff that they label, put all different types of name on it to keep you away from it, at least the ones that they indoctrinated really well in religion, they all they got to do is indoctrinate you really good, and you will keep yourself from going to get the other puzzle pieces, right? But if you just unplug yourself from the religion and just have a detox period, don't take anything, don't take any more religion, anything into you, right? You got to stop the input from the source, from the dirty well, right? Not saying everything is dirty, but you sometimes you just got to cut everything completely off. The good and the bad that's coming from you, just got to cut this off. And I'm going to talk directly to the source. I'm going to talk directly to Yah directly for a period of time, right? And that's kind of what happened with me when we stepped out of the church, with like all the shenanigans that was happening and the things that I was seeing happening behind the scenes and the dreams that I was having that was coming true. And it was like, and that was when we didn't have all the kids we had now, but as they was coming, taking them to the children's church, the different churches, we was trying to find the places, like something is off. It's like, you know what? I'm sick of the foolishness all the way around. And we decided we're just going to come out of the church doors for a period of time, right? And if there is a God, I mean, we clearly knew, right? I was like, but if he's been keeping us alive and leading us up until this point, he will still lead us. But we need to make sure we're hearing from him and not the voices of all these men and women, right? So we're going to cut ourselves from them so we can focus on him and hear clearly, right? But it's a period of time. Once you go through that detox period and you hear some stuff from the church, like, ooh, what is that? That sound like scratching down a chalkboard. Keep that over there, right? You begin to hear what you were sitting under for years in a completely different light. And it's like, what the crap was I sitting under? Right? It shakes you awake. It awakens something in you that you were not aware of when you were constantly in the middle of it, right? When you're constantly in the middle of it, when you're in the middle of the forest, you can't see the forest for all the trees that are in front of your face. Tree here, tree here, tree here. You don't realize you're in a forest, right? Until you step back and you realize how big it is. Oh, wow. You can't see the forest for the trees that are in front of your face, right? Same thing when you're constantly in the middle of religion and camps and stuff, and you listen to other people and their interpretations. You gotta find a period of time to cut all that off. I ain't saying just throw them out. I ain't saying put them in the trash can or dumps. I'm just saying for a period of time, separate yourself from them. So you can open up your hearing channels clearly. Make sure you're hearing directly from y'all, right? You can fellowship with brothers and sisters, right? And what has y'all taught you? Okay, that's real good, right? But we want to make sure we ain't taking prescriptions that's been given to other people and taking it for ourselves, because it'll kill us, right? That's a big no-no. That's something I learned while in the military, right? You do not take anybody else's prescription. The doctor prescribed it to them, not you. Although, oh, that's just Motrin. You get in trouble for using somebody else's Motrin in the military, because the military will prescribe. They will give you a medical prescription for 800 milligrams of Motrin. They prescribe it to you. Let them find out you taking somebody else prescribed Motrin, even though Motrin is over the counter. But when they write that prescription, it was written to them. Yes, babe. And so it's kind of like the same thing in the spiritual realm. You got to kind of separate yourself and make sure you're getting the right prescription. So when you're mingling with your kinfolk and with the brethren and the sisterin, you got your proper prescription. They got their proper prescription of what their life's supposed to be. Y'all can mingle, y'all can share, but y'all shouldn't be taking each other's medicine, right? Because they might be having to do this because of something they need to get out of them, something in their heart they need to be delivered from. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? So it's kind of like that. All right. Oh yeah, 56 minutes. Did I read the end of this? Oh yeah, that's right. It was at the end of it. It's okay. The most horrific things, most horrific are to come, and conditions will worsen until finally the spirit of the righteous sword awakens and takes control of New Babylon, the pure mount, the bright place to shatter the darkness. And I actually think we're supposed to stop. I was gonna go on. I think we're supposed to stop. I'm gonna pause right here, y'all. And we at the hour mark anyway, so I thought I was gonna go a little bit longer, but yeah, I just feel like I should stop. So we're gonna stop. We ain't read none of my big toe. We just read all of these tablets, and we started on page 295 all the way to page 300. And we'll pick this back up tomorrow with tablet 7 of the Saha series, right? And it keeps going into the visions and stuff for a little while. And then we'll probably, tomorrow, as we go through this, we'll probably get into the Nebuchadnezzar discourse where I was going to stop at today. We'll probably just kind of keep going on a little bit. But that, we might finish all of the rest of this tablet tomorrow. We'll see. Because it has a few different segments of this Nebuchadnezzar tablet. A couple of things look similar from this one Nebuchadnezzar tablet that I have that I bought a couple years ago. Okay, but I'm interested to see what's in there for that. All right, y'all. Where's my? See it. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the reading for today. It is Saturday. Happy Saturday, everybody. It is March the 26th, 2022, day 65 of year 4, reading through the books of the law and the prophets of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1083. We read only tablet S, a portion of tablet S from the complete Annunaki Bible, pages 295 to 300. All right, y'all. So, oh, great spirit. Hey, glory and praise, oh great spirit. Hallelujah. All right, beautiful people. Uncle Nathaniel, greetings. All right, we ain't got nothing else. I guess just a reminder for those of y'all that are watching on Facebook, when we get done with the complete Annunaki Bible, which will be in a couple weeks, we will no longer be live coming from our personal Facebook page. We will be going live from the Awaken to Truth Facebook page, right? Okay. So the page that was created for it, we're going to start going live from there with the next book, which will be the OASP, right? We're going to start fresh right from that, going live from the Awaken Truth Facebook page. YouTube ain't gonna change. Y'all just show up here at the same channel. I wish I could go live from the backup channel at the same time, but I would need more cameras and stuff and set on the different channels. But I think I'm gonna just keep doing it like that for a while. We'll do it live here on the main channel, and I just upload it to the backup channel, right? Yeah. So no. You're going to still be able to see me from Facebook and YouTube. That's what I'm saying. Nothing on YouTube is going to change. We still going to be here live same time. YouTube, don't get scared. We still going to be here. I was just saying for Facebook, I'm just making an adjustment. Instead of going live from my personal Facebook page, there is an actual Facebook page for Awaken to Truth. We're going to start going live from there. So we're still going to be live on both platforms. I'm just moving it from my personal Facebook to the actual Awaken to Truth page. And then I'll just share from the page to my personal. Up until this point, I've been going live on my personal, sharing it to the Facebook page. And it should have been like that all the way around. But when I started a few years back, I didn't have the page created. So I just kind of kept with, yeah, if you like the page, you should get the notifications from it. If you haven't liked it or turned on the notifications for it, just go to it and hit like so you can get the notifications. Or you might have to check your settings to make sure that your notifications are on. I don't know. Right. Yeah, but I think once you like the page, you get the notifications. So, but yeah, just double check that. Just type in Awaken to Truth, Awaken to Truth Ministry, or go to my page. Go to my personal Facebook page that you on now. Scroll down, and you will see that I got pinned at the top of the page the same thing that I'm telling y'all, and to click on that link, it'll take you right to the Facebook page, like that. Right? I got it pinned right to the top of the personal Facebook page, y'all. So yeah, you'll see me in both places, on Facebook and on YouTube. Some like to watch from Facebook, some like to watch from YouTube. Okay, we have to get our time zone sorted as our time changes tonight here in Europe. Okay, yeah. So hopefully you don't miss anything. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I don't know what time is it there now in Europe, because right now it's 8:35 a.m. here Eastern time in Virginia. What time is it there now? It's nighttime where y'all at? No, you saying it changes tonight. What time is it there now for y'all? How many hours ahead or behind us? I don't know. I'll wait for the answer. I'm curious. Yes, thank you for reminding us of that, brethren. It's 12:35 here in you. Is it at 12:35 p.m. in the morning or the afternoon? Did I say that right? The afternoon or midnight? I'm sorry. Yeah. Is it 12:35 p.m. or a.m.? If it's a.m., I'm about to say y'all the real G's. I'm about to say give it up for the people that show up at midnight in a group to watch this. Tale, hey girl, hey. Is it after 12:35 a.m.? I'm sorry, I keep saying a.m. p.m. like afternoon in Europe. I'll wait. They're 5 hours. Oh, okay. So it's afternoon. They're 5 hours ahead. Okay. Thank you, Uncle Jay. In the afternoon. Okay. Thanks. Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, wait a minute. Like y'all are really dedicated. Y'all dedicated anyway, but okay. That's good to know. But it is some people here that their time is earlier in the morning. Like they be showing up at 4, right? I'm like, because I'm struggling to get up at 4 on my time. And they get up to watch me act a fool in the morning. All right, y'all. That's it. All right, we're about to get out of here. Uncle JP, Grand Rising. All right, y'all. I ain't got nothing else. Nothing else today. It's Saturday. Kids got karate here in a few hours, so I'm just gonna relax until it's time to go fix them something to eat and enjoy the Saturday. Till I go in here and hear all these little tiny kids, Kia, yeah, and flipping each other on the mat. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Make the most holy one. Yesa for you. May the most holy one of Israel continue to bless and keep us. Oh, thank you. Say you make our day with your teaching. Thank you. Half the time I'm acting silly, but hey, look, the Lord ain't killed me, right? So apparently he liked my sense of humor. He gave it to me. No, I probably developed it a little bit. Probably a little bit on the side it shouldn't be developed. Sometimes I can have a dark sense of humor. I try not to let that portion show, right? Because I'm really trying to be delivered of that. No, but seriously, y'all, I love y'all. I enjoy doing this. All right, y'all. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bright and early, 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Bye, y'all.